Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. I really appreciate it. Yesterday, I talked about humility and how humility is a positive personality trait, right? Even though it gets a bad rap sometimes because it's misunderstood. And I defined it as having an accurate assessment of both your strengths and your weaknesses. See, the power of humility is that it's rooted in reality. So more accurately, humility is having an accurate assessment of your abilities, your areas of ignorance, right? Those areas that you just don't know about, your limitations and your mistakes. So it's the last part there that I want to kind of talk about today, because let's face it, we all make mistakes. But let me ask you, how many times have you made a mistake and the first thing you do is you look around, right? If you tripped and fallen, right? Trip and fall, the first thing we do is we get up and we look around. Who saw that? Why? Because we're embarrassed. If we're embarrassed, it's because of the ego. So now, even worse, how many times have you made a mistake and immediately thought, I wonder if I can get away with this and nobody will find out? Or, I wonder if I can at least not have the blame fall on me. Right? That's the ego. That's the ego, and it prevents us from really achieving and becoming what we truly can be. What it is that ego is really rooted in fantasy, right? It's insecurity, because ego says we have to be good at everything, we have to know everything, and we always have to be right. Anytime you find yourself jumping to the defense because somebody challenges you, that's the ego. And we're a country full of ego today because everybody wants to defend their positions, regardless of whether they're based in factual evidence or not. There was a country song in the 70s that I love, and that's the title of the video. Mac Davis. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. I mean, the title really says it all. The chorus says it all. It was very hysterical, but it's so true, because if we feel that we're not able to make a mistake, right, that we should never make a mistake, that we should be perfect, that's pure ego. The ego is a sly little devil too, because it controls us oftentimes without us even realizing. It operates more in the subconscious because that's where it gets its power from. So I've talked over these last couple months about the power of changing your thinking. And ego is one of those things that we really have to take control of. So Eckhart Tolle, who's a German, Austrian psychologist, wrote a very interesting book. In fact, what is it? I guess I didn't write down the name of the book. I'll post it to the Facebook page so you can see. His whole premise of the book is how to overcome the ego. And he says the most powerful first step is awareness. So the more you're aware of the ego rising its little head up, the more we can tamper it down. And so much of what I've talked about over the last couple of months really revolves around this idea of self-awareness. We can't hope to improve anything unless we know honestly what needs to be improved. So I want you to think about those times where you might have made a mistake and you immediately thought, A, did anybody see? B, can I get away with nobody finding out? Or even worse, where you might have blamed somebody else for the mistakes you made. Because that's the ego. And the more we're aware of when the ego rears its head, the more we can tamper it down so that our lives are more rooted in reality, and we become more self-aware, and we just start to improve more and more every day. So take some time, think about it. Let me know your thoughts, and I look forward to seeing you at the next few Mindful Minutes with Dr. Rich Martin. Have a fantastic day. Take care.